Thank you all for coming today. This is our second annual collective day of service, and just like last year, it went off wonderfully. There were a couple of little things along the way that we're going to do differently in the future, but that's what education is all about. Taking chances, seeing how things work, and if they work, we keep going and improving them, and if they don't work, we try something different. So again, that's what we'll go on with next year. Next year we won't be doing the actual Hearts to Hospitals, we'll be doing something else, but that doesn't mean we're going to forget our friends in the hospitals for sure, because we are all about service in the Diocese of Trenton. I would like to thank everybody for attending today. I certainly would like to thank our Bishop David O'Connell, who's been kind enough to come and say a few words. He is certainly are looked to for all things service, and we do appreciate that. I would like to thank our hospital representatives for coming. We have Capital Health, Virtua Hospital System, Children's Specialized Hospital, Jersey Shore University Hospital, Trinity Health, and Community Medical Center and Uttenberg Children's Hospital were not able to attend, but do send their thanks to everybody here. I would like to thank JoAnn, our Superintendent of Schools, and everyone in my office, the Department of Catholic Education, for bearing with me during this time. And I would like to thank my Day of Service Committee, Alexandra Fallon, Denise Silverstone, Michelle Cano, Lori Ehrlich, Lori, I always say your name wrong and I'm so sorry, and Rose O'Connor. Mostly who I want to thank, though, are all of you guys sitting right here, and all of the kids in the schools. Because you're all responsible for what today is about. And that's what's so wonderful. You are all representing your schools, and hopefully many of your schools are watching this as we go forward, but you are going to go back to your schools and talk about what service is and what it means. And that's what's really important, and it's cool to see shaking heads. That's neat. I haven't seen a lot of that since I was teaching in the classroom, and it's great to see that going on. But without you, we couldn't have done what we did. And this year, just to give you a little recap, we ordered 5,000 of these plastic bags, 5,000 of them, distributed them to our schools with the idea of putting little items in there for kids in hospitals. We used all 5,000, and we had schools that had to go out and get more. Additionally, we have bags and bags, big plastic garbage bags full of big toys. So the amount of toys collected, last year we collected 10,000. It has to exceed that this year. Now, I will also tell you that I don't know what the gift card total is because everybody just brought them today, but I expect that that's a pretty healthy total too. So I do appreciate that as well. What's so important about today is that you all participated in something that you're used to. Each one of your schools is used to service. That's what we're all about. There's not a school here who doesn't do service on a regular basis. But what this project is us as a Catholic community, a group of Catholic schools all together, 31 in 4 counties, in one of the most populous states in the United States, getting together for a collective project. What that says is that you understand that you are bigger than just your school or just yourselves, and that you can go forward with this day of service in other ways. Not a day, it's not really a day of service, it's actually a way of service. You can go forward. You understand what it's like to come together and help other people. In this case, you helped kids, and that's great because you're kids too. But you understand that sense of community, that sense of being bigger than just your own schools, which you should all be real proud of. Every one of you should be real proud of your schools, and it's great to see you all in uniform because you are real proud of your schools. But collectively, look what you've done. Collectively, and I can't say it any better than our hospitals who are here. They'll help you. They'll tell you. But what you've done as a group is absolutely remarkable. So kudos to you all. there were many different things that went on with Day of Service. There was certainly collecting. There were these quilts, which I promise you'll never have to do again, because I thought they'd be easy, and I guess not so much. But again, we're in education. What doesn't work? Out the door. We try something different. But there was collection. More than that, there was service learning. Lots of you read books. Lots of you who had teachers who incorporated lesson plans about what was going on, whether it was about hospitals, whether it was about sickness, whether it was about the biology of everything, whatever it was, that went on as well. You read books, you talked to your pastors and individual parishes about how they help people in hospitals. It was all about learning so that it touched you. And today, when you listen to these wonderful people from these hospitals talk to you about what it means, you'll be able to see it. It's real. It's very real what you did. And I thank you very, very much for that from the bottom of our hearts. Now, I will be quiet now because I think that Bishop O'Connell can be much more eloquent than I on this topic. So I am going to defer to him now. Bishop O'Connell?
Good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to see you. There are few things in this diocese that make me as happy or as proud as our Catholic schools, and any chance that I have to greet you, to meet you, to be with you is always a joy for me. You know, there are only a few times a year when we are able to gather all the representatives of most of our Catholic schools together and get a chance to see really what a large and awesome family we are in the Catholic schools of our diocese. This happens at our Catholic Schools Mass in October, when every single pew in the co-cathedral is taken up with wonderful students and teachers and parents. And we see it in a special way on today, when we celebrate together our Catholic Schools Day of Service. It's not just us coming together for a gathering, but it's all these items that you've brought to give to others. And I want to say something important. Anybody can do service, anybody. But what makes the difference for us in the Catholic schools is we do service because of our faith. There's a connection between what we do and who we are and who we believe in, the Lord Jesus. And that's why we serve. We listen to his words because he said to us, I have come, this is Jesus' words, to serve and not to be served. And that's the example and the witness that he asks of us in our Catholic schools. So it's a beautiful and wonderful thing. Catholic schools have always done projects of service, but this one gives a special highlight to that during the year. You know, last year, as Mr. Nicastro said, 10,000 gifts collected and over $13,000 collected to give to the kids and the people in the hospitals and those in the areas of need. How many of you have ever been in the hospital? Have been sick? Raise your hands high. So you know just what it's like. You know what it feels like to be in the hospital, to away from your mom and your dad, and to be there. It can be scary, it can be lonesome, and for someone to reach out and just offer you something special while you're in that situation is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And that's what you're doing. And you're doing that because you love Jesus, you want to follow him, you believe in him with all your heart, and you know that that's what he calls us all to do. I want to thank all the schools and all those involved for the hard work and welcome those who have come to represent the communities who are receiving, who are the beneficiaries of all the good that you've done today. I want to say in a special way to all the young people gathered here, you and your fellow students set a fine example of what it means to be a people of faith. And so I, as your bishop, ask God to bless you each and every day, to bless your families, and to let us all together in the Catholic school community of the Diocese of Trenton grow in love for God and for one another. So have a great day, everybody. It's so good to be with you.
Thank you, Bishop O'Connell. All right. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to ask some of our representatives from the various hospitals who are recipients of the wonderful things that you've done to come up and share with you what it means so that you really have an understanding, so it's really touched you. So first I'd like to introduce Alexis Stanton. She is from Children's Specialized Hospital. And Children's Specialized Hospital services children all over New Jersey, but they do, and including Monmouth, Mercer, Ocean, and Burlington counties. So,
Right. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for all of your amazing hard work, all of the donations you've collected, and just how wonderful you are. I'm really excited to be here today to talk to you about Children's Specialized Hospital. So we, as Judy said, we serve every kid in New Jersey and actually throughout the country. 5 years ago, we were only serving 5,000 kids a year because we were a nonprofit organization. But based off the generosity and kindness of our community, we actually are now serving over 37,000 children each year. And that's because of people like you and organizations like the Diocese of Trenton and the Catholic schools. But I want to tell you why your donations are so special to Children's Specialized Hospital, especially for our long-term care unit in Toms River. So we take kids who are born to about 21 years old who suffer maybe from a brain injury, from spinal cord injuries, from diseases like cerebral palsy, blindness, deafness, autism, developmental delays, you name it, we pretty much treat it. But we have very special kids in Toms River who actually live with us year-round. And to put a face to that, we actually have a 3-year-old boy named Jacob who came to us a few years ago, and he was born deaf and blind, and he also has cerebral palsy. Jacob's family unfortunately passed away when he came to us. So the only family he has is Children's Specialized Hospital and people like you. And because of your donations last year, he was able to go out to the movies for his birthday. And we were able to give him a really great birthday present. And we were able to take him bowling. And we were able to take him to, swimming in our local community pool. And we couldn't do that without people like you. We couldn't do that without your gift card donations and without your toy donations. It just wouldn't happen because we're a nonprofit organization. And Jacob has 30 other kids in the long-term care unit with him who experience is just made just as special because of you. Without your donations, we just wouldn't be able to give them the experience that they truly deserve. And, you know, you guys became his family last year, and you're his family again this year. And, you know, once you donate to Children's, once you come to us, you're family for life. So we're so incredibly grateful, and I'm here to say thank you on behalf of Jacob and on behalf of all the kids we serve at Children's Specialized.
beautiful. Thank you, Alexis. That was beautiful. And that does speak to the fact that we're always a family. We're a human family. And as a human family, we have to have each other's backs all the time. Okay, next up we have Amy McClear. Amy is with the Virtua system, and she'll say a few words for us.
Good morning, everyone. I am so proud to be here representing Virtua and to express our thanks to you on this tremendous day. I had the privilege of being here last year as well. I have looked forward to this day all year, ever since we had that magical day last year. So just know that it does extend beyond a day. All year, we've been looking forward to this fantastic day. And in preparation for this day, I did a lot of looking around, poking through the internet about quotes about giving and helping hands and philanthropy and what it means to help one another. And I saw these amazing, I couldn't even quote them all for you, Mother Teresa and Barack Obama and Ralph Waldo Emerson and everyone top to bottom. Here's what they all come down to. That being a compassionate person is the purpose of our life, that we're helping others, and that is the purpose of our life. Our inspiration for helping others can come from many. Your inspiration for helping other people has come through faith, and that is so beautiful. And it's that compassion, that giving, that gives your life that true goodness and really a worthwhile way to be, a thing to emulate. You're setting such a fantastic example for children throughout the country. You know, we are very proud to be a Hearts to Hospitals partner, and we kind of blast it out on social media and talk how proudly we are about the children of the Diocese of Trenton. And so even in that regard, these the people out there all over the internet are seeing our the example that you all are setting. It's really fantastic. So Virtua's Child Life team serves children in many different ways. We had about 1,300 pediatric inpatient admissions last year. So an inpatient admission is when you are actually admitted to the hospital. You're in. You've got a room, you've got a gown, you're staying overnight. You're in. And it could be for something very serious, or it could be something for, they just want to observe you. It kind of runs the gamut. But about 1,300 people, children. And our Child Life team served every one of them. There's education. When a child is going to go for imaging, especially, it can be scary. What does it mean that I'm going to go have an MRI? What does it mean to slide into that machine? And our Child Life team will work with the children to educate them. There is distraction. And man, is that where this comes into play, that sometimes all a child needs is for someone to sit and color with them, or build a Lego with them, or something. And I know that you're laughing about these blankets, that they're a pain, but I can't even tell you how many snuggles and warm nights that those blankets are going to provide for children throughout our health system. Everything you have done is so appreciated. When I say that we served the 1,300 or so inpatient admissions population at Virtua last year, and when I expand that and say that we had thousands of children who Virtua served who never were admitted. They maybe were coming to the emergency department for an injury, maybe they broke their leg or had something happen that sent them to the ER. Maybe they came for a sleep study, and that can be a scary thing. You're overnight in this strange place. Maybe they came for some kind of imaging. They needed to have x-rays. They needed to have a CAT scan or an EEG or whatever it is. So it's thousands of children that we served last year. And that means that it's thousands of children that each of you served last year, that the school children of the Diocese of Trenton served through your compassion and your faith and your generosity and your determination to make a caring gesture toward all the people in our community, especially the children. So thank you. Congratulations on that amazing impact that you have all made. Keep up the wonderful work. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Amy. And you just made me, I just thought of a coined thing. This is now going to be called the struggle for the snuggle. Okay? All right, now, do we have Capitol Health here? Oh, good. Okay, we have our representatives from Capitol Health, and they are Janet Scamell, Denise Constazzo, and Mary Reed. Here, there you go.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Donna Costanzo, and I am the auxiliary president, and I am here with our toy closet coordinators, Janet Scammell and Mary Reed. So on behalf of the auxiliary and Capitol Health Systems, I would like to thank the Diocese of Trenton, the Hearts to Hospitals Day of Service organizers, your teachers, students, and families for the hard work on this project and for your commitment to help serve your community. We're honored to be recipients of your donations again this year. I want you to know how important your work is and how it's helped us to fulfill our mission and how it's positively impacted the lives of our families and pediatric patients who we are entrusted to care for. Our family health clinic in Trenton provides care for some of our most needy residents in our area. For many of our patients who worry where their next meal will come from, the thought of Christmas celebrations and purchasing of gifts for their children is not a possibility. Because of your kind donations, our Toy Closet Committee was able to host a visit with Santa at our clinic last December. During this event, Christmas became a reality for 120 children and an additional 40 families who received toys and gift cards that you collected during last year's Day of Service project. Also, your donations were used to stock our toy closets on both the prenatal and pediatric clinic floors, as well as our hospital pediatric emergency rooms and inpatients departments, where we serve thousands of children yearly. Your support of our mission has ensured that every child being treated at Capitol Health receives a toy to help reduce the stress and fear that a hospital visit may cause. To the students that are here today, I would like to share a story with you. The story is called The Star Thrower by Lauren Isley. And if you've already heard this, please bear with me. Okay. It's an inspirational story about a boy who, despite being young, has the ability to see that he can make a difference in touching one life at a time. And so the story reads, a man was walking on the beach one day and noticed a boy who was reaching down, picking up a starfish and throwing it in the ocean. As he approached, he called out, "Hello, what are you doing?" The boy looked up and said, "I'm throwing starfish into the ocean." "Why are you throwing starfish into the ocean?" asked the man. "The tide stranded them. If I don't throw them in the water before the sun comes up, they'll die," came the answer. Surely you realize that there are miles of beach and thousands of starfish. You'll never throw them all back. There are too many. You can't possibly make a difference. The boy listened politely. Then he picked up another starfish. As he threw it back into the sea, he said, "It made a difference for that one." Students, know that your Hearts to Hospitals project has touched the lives of thousands of children and families across our state. Your work is an inspiration to us all and has proven that you are never too young to make a difference in the lives of others. I encourage you to continue to serve your neighbors and make a difference by touching one life at a time. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to be a part of this amazing day.
Thank you. Okay, now we have representatives from Jersey Shore University Hospital, K. Hovnanian Children's Hospital, Catherine Hipsman and Laura Danubio.
Good morning, everyone. We are from K. Hovnanian Children's Hospital. We're part of the Hackensack Meridian Health family. And it's great to be here today. And I wanted to start off just on behalf of all of our doctors, our nurses, and everyone who takes care of our children. I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of everybody. You guys really make a difference for them. With me today is Laura. And Laura is a child life specialist at our hospital. And Amy spoke a little bit about a child life specialist. I don't know if anybody who's been in the hospital has had to work with one, but Laura's role is basically to make children feel comfortable in the hospital. You know, when you come to the hospital, you're sick, you're injured. Laura's there to help you to understand what's happening and what's going on, what to expect, and like I said, to make you feel comfortable. And a lot of your donations today are used by Laura, and they're used in various ways, and she's going to tell you a couple stories about them. But mainly, they put a big smile on children's faces, especially when they find that courage within themselves when they come to us when they're sick or they're hurting. So, Laura, you want to share a couple?
So like Kathy said, my job in the hospital is we call ourselves a teacher within the hospital. And that teacher wears a lot of different roles, but that's basically the basis of what we do. So when you go to the hospital, it's a scary thing for anyone, especially for a child, and especially if it's their first time, or they're learning something new, or they're going through something that they've never done before. So my job in that setting is to just walk with each patient, each family, to help them through that. And that, for every single person, that's something different. Your donations I use on a daily basis. From last year, we are still using your donations, and all those toys and all those gift cards that you guys gave last year made a huge impact on every single family's lives. One example is about a couple months ago, I had a patient who was he was in the hospital for over 2 months, and he was celebrating his first birthday. And I was able to throw an entire birthday party with the staff members, with his whole family, and we used the gift cards to decorate his room. We used the gift cards to buy him presents. We bought him a birthday cake. We bought him and the family dinner. So that entire day was about that one patient, and that not only impacted that patient, it impacted the staff members who were caring for that patient for 2 months, and they impacted that family. And that's because of you guys. Other things that I do is a distraction. Like Amy said, distraction's a huge thing within the hospital. When you're sitting there and you're waiting for a test, or you're waiting to hear back from the doctors about what they're doing, my role is to help explain that. And I use medical play, I use distraction, I use normalization. So I use all these toys and these blankets to just make it more about the person and not about the hospital as a whole. So the blankets and pajamas that we get donated help children feel like they're not in a hospital gown. They're able to wear cozy pajamas. They're able to wear cozy socks. The toys, these pillows, it brightens up the room. It makes it feel like you're not in this white wall, sterile place. You're in this, the hospitals can be fun. And that's kind of what my job is. That's kind of what my job is, to make it. It's scary, but that scariness can be turned into something of learning about what's going on and learning more about you, and just turning into a more normal place. So that's really what my job is. So if anyone ever is in the hospital, Child Life is there to help you along the ways, and your donations help me do what I do every day. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Is Michelle here from Trinity? Ah, there you go. I couldn't see you because you were sitting down over there. Here we are.
Hi, Miss Judy.
How are you?
I'm well,
Yeah, you just
thank
got to talk into it for the streaming.
Streaming.
Yep.
Streaming.
We're high tech here.
So thank you, Miss Judy, and I love the hair. It's quite cute.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. And good morning. So Miss Judy knows this, and those of you that were here last year. If your parents or schools ever tell you to take public speaking, and you're like, nah, that's terrifying, do it anyway, because it'll come in handy. So I'm just going to snuggle up right here. Yeah, actually I do. I'm just going to do the lean. Okay, should have done it. Okay. So my name is Michelle Jakowski, and I'm the very proud director of St. Francis Medical Center's CARES program. The program is designed to help kids that are having a very tough time at school, at home, or both. The best way I can introduce you to the children that you're reaching out to today is, it's not going to sound very pleasant, but go with it, okay? Is for you to recall one of your most horrible days, like Alexander's no good, horrible, bad day. Maybe a time when you were so angry that you could scream for hours and you felt like no one could hear you. Or so sad that you could cry and not be able to stop. Or so worried you did not want to move or get out of bed, and you wanted nothing in the world more than for the world to just stop. Or you have so much energy that you could do gym class for 24 hours nonstop, and everyone around you is yelling at you and telling you to calm down or that you're messing everything up. Or so lonely you felt that you did not have any friends or have any family that cared about you. Or even if you disappeared, that no one would care or even notice. These are just a few of the experiences that our children have, not once in a while, but every day, and sometimes all day. Mine are the children whose patients' wounds you cannot see. And my children have wounds that cannot be healed with medicine alone. So the common piece in all these very bad experiences, anger, sadness, worry, fear, always feeling at fault, always feeling lonely, is feeling as though nobody truly saw you or truly cared. These gifts, your generosity of your time and efforts, are clear, inarguable reflections of care. And the value that you are giving to their hearts builds a positive outlook. My babci, which is Polish for grandmother. How many of you are Polish by chance? Raise your hand. Ah. So my babci used to have a sign on her salon door. And it was a picture of a very determined young boy. And on the top of it, it said, "I know I'm somebody because God don't make no junk." So today, you are telling our kids the very same. We see them, we care, and most importantly, they matter. So I very humbly thank you for your compassion, your thoughtfulness, and kindness. You're going to make so many smiles take place, and I have the privilege to witness it. And I know that as adults, try as though we may, believe it or not, sometimes only another child can make another child smile. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Is Maya here? Maya Megan? No, I'm afraid that she might have gotten caught up. So what I will say is both the Untenberg Children's Hospital at Monmouth Medical Center and Community Medical Center were unable to make it today, but both of them send their very deepest thanks to all of you. Do you guys want to sit down? I feel bad you're standing up. You okay? Okay. You know, what you saw as you listened there was one theme that went through everything, and that's that you really touched somebody else, that you made somebody else smile for a minute. Maybe even just a minute, but that's okay, because that's 1 minute out of the day that they might not have been smiling. And that's really, really important, really important. And if nothing else, we want you to take that back with you. We want you to take back the idea that we're all human beings and we all are reliant on each other and we should all love each other. And that doesn't mean we all like each other all the time. Come on. But we all love each other. We all care about each other. And that's what's really important here. And there were some great examples here. Imagine what you did last year gave somebody who wouldn't have had one a birthday party in the hospital. That's pretty awesome. That is for all of you, for sure. That is an awesome thing. So I thank all of our hospitals who shared wonderful stories with us, because it's important. Stories about how these gifts didn't just go for a little while, but lasted for a long time. Helped kids have a Christmas they might not have had. Helped kids be comfortable. In many of these hospitals, these gifts also help kids whose brothers or sisters are in the hospital, because that's a pretty scary thing too. You know, when your brother or sister is sick, that's kind of scary too. So I want you to all understand how much this really means. Now, I can sit up here and say this all I like. I used to be a teacher, and I can talk for a long time if I have to. And I know you guys don't really want to get back to school, so you're probably going, keep going, keep going. But what I want to know is from you guys, can anybody share something with me? Does anybody have any, you know, what kind of stuff did you do? Or how did some of what everybody said make you feel? And remember, I used to be a teacher, so I'll pick on you if you don't answer. Anybody, what kind of stuff did you do in school? Even if it was kind of hard. Oh, yes. What's your name, honey?
Katie.
Katie. Katie is here from Sacred Heart. You want to stand up? You know what, Katie? How about if you stand up on the chair and I'll make sure you're okay. So everybody can see you. All right, here we go. This is Katie from Sacred Heart. Go ahead. You were talking about what you said. Did you like it? Okay.
I liked all what the people said, and I'm glad they did it.
There you go. Well, you know what, Katie? I'm glad that they gave all that stuff to kids too, but they're really glad you helped get it there. That's what's really important. Anybody else? No? Come on. Anybody? Oh, I see a smile there. How about you? What went on in your school? See that? It's tough when you smile and you get somebody's eye. What'd you guys do in school?
We collected a bunch of things and made quilts.
There you go. And the quilts were a little tough, were they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember, struggle for the snuggle, okay? All right. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. All righty. Now, the other thing that I forgot to mention was that I need to thank the principals who got important reminders from me on a daily basis that said, important, this is really important, important, this is the last important thing I'll send to you in the memos of everything. But they kept getting them, and God loved them all. They passed them on to who they needed to pass them on to, or they read them themselves, and I truly appreciate that. I know that sometimes this can cause a disruption, but disruption led to, these are just the blankets. You should see all of the toys all over. Disruption led to these wonderful people telling us these wonderful stories. So the other side of that too is it doesn't necessarily have to be disruption at all. It's just part of who we all are, which is really important. I also want to thank all the parents who are here. First, for getting your kids up here, but secondly, for being the wonderful parents that you are, and all the parents in the schools who are the wonderful parents that they are, who teach your kids that we are part of a bigger community, and that it's important to help out. So I do thank you all for that as well. I would also like to thank, because I did not mention it, the communications department at the diocese, who was wonderful because that is certainly not my strong suit, and they had my back the whole time. So I do appreciate that. And finally, I would like to thank all of the people in the schools who were the key people who helped out. All of their wonderful ideas, all of their wonderful enthusiasm helped you guys do what you did. And what you did is really, really awesome. So what I need you to do, your homework, because remember, I used to be a teacher. Your homework is this. You need to go back to your schools and you need to tell everybody about this. And you need to say to your principals, Mrs. Nicastro said, I need to tell everybody about this. Whether you do it by going to a classroom, whether you do it at lunchtime, whether you do it on the playground, whether it's a formal assembly, it doesn't matter. But you need to tell everybody, because everybody needs to know they put a smile on somebody's face, because that's really important. It makes everybody happy. So again, I thank you all so very, very much. From the very bottom of my heart, I thank you all for helping out and taking these wonderful gifts that these kids have done. And again, although we're sort of on a cycle, and we won't be doing a full-scale Hearts to Hospitals next year, we have made some wonderful friends here, and we don't forget our friends. So we're still there. We still have your backs as well. Again, thank you all for attending. I appreciate it. And let me see. Sorry, guys, you're going to get back for lunch. Have a good day, everybody.